In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa. SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Hello, viewers around the world. You are welcome. George, Raji, you are welcome. No point prolonging the introduction. I want us to be there on the frame right at the point of the program. So you guys are welcome. How are you, Raji?
Thank you. I'm very well, thank you. Good morning, viewers around the world.
Good. Big George, and how are you, sir?
I'm just wonderful. Good morning, viewers from around the world. Welcome to our Wednesday Global Africa.
Good. Nice. It's good to have you guys. So we hope the heat is not burning too much, George. It's still burning here in Europe. You can see my forehead sweating. It's really serious. Also joining us from Lagos, Nigeria is our diva. We hope the network will peak. Diva Bidi Nana. Bidi Nana, you're welcome. Bidi, are you there?
Thank you very much, Massive Max. Raji, I miss you guys. Nice seeing you guys again today. Our viewers all around the world. Yes, I'm here. I'm actually speaking. I'm here.
Yes,
Sajad,
we can hear you.
Raji around the world.
We can hear you.
Nice having you again here today.
Nice.
Good morning, Biddy. It's good to have you here. I'm smiling. If you notice all the while you were away, I hardly smile, but now that you're here, it just lightens my heart.
Nice.
Thank God.
And Biggie, it's good. It's good we're having you on a day like this because some of the topic you were able to also put some views for us. Let's start with something that sounds not too nice, even though they think it's progress. But gentlemen, Diva, the World Bank approved $300 million to support IDPs in Nigeria and host communities that are carrying those IDPs in the north of Nigeria. I don't see it as too. I mean, how can we have IDP in our own hometown, in our homeland? I mean, people being placed on IDP in their own country. Let me start with you, Raji. But World Bank wants to help us facilitate those facilities. What do you say?
Be careful of the Greek when they bring you gifts. I do not think that World Bank is helping us. We are not in a position because the money, 300 million, is it a loan or is it a gift? It's high time African nations stop taking loans and gifts from IMF and from World Bank. They come with too many conditionalities and attachments. Before you know what's happening, you are in debt. Let us start living within our means instead of going and borrowing and then spending it on flamboyant things. We spent 15 trillion on a coastal highway. We are proposing 92 trillion for railways. Where are they getting the money, and where is the money going to come Where would there be? How are they going to recuperate all these expenses? Let us be careful with our expenditure. Our budget today is about 50-something trillion. Until 2015, our budgets were less than 10 trillion, or at the maximum 15 trillion. We are now having a budget of 50-something trillion. We are borrowing to do it. Let us stop borrowing. Let us stop receiving funds, because when a person starts getting help at the point when he's supposed to be on his own, that weakens him. That weakens the person.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, our diva will come last because I want her to say more on this. Georgie, what do you say? 300 million to support IDPs and host communities in northern Nigeria. They say 7 million people are displaced so far in northern Nigeria. So what do you think? What do you say, George?
It's a crying shame, actually. It's a crying shame. When you really think about all these things that are happening under our nose in Nigeria, we know what is happening, we know why it's happening, and we know who is doing it. And everybody is just sitting down doing nothing. Nobody is crying out against all this nonsense that is taking place. Now, taking a loan, we have mastered taking loans right now. If you look at it, okay, they're talking about 300 million to help the IDP camps. Why are we borrowing money to do so? Is it because, every time we turn around, the World Bank is loaning us money? Every time we turn around, the World Bank is loaning us money. And one of the major issues that I have with all these loans that we're taking is simply because many governments come in power because they know that their stay is short-lived. They will not borrow as much as possible to do whatever they want to do. And then at the end of the day, the nation is in debt. The new government will start, trying to find a way to pay off all these loans. But secondly, also, most of this money that is coming in is not going to be used for the purpose why the money is being given or being taken. You see a lot of bureaucracies and red tapes and money missing, snakes swallowing money all over the place, and then we give excuses. It is a crying shame on this current and the past government that the middle belt in Nigeria could not be able to stay in their own place. And we're crying about Gaza. Look at what's happening in Nigeria. Isn't that worse than what's happening in Gaza? At least Gaza, they're at war. But here, these people are at home in their own places. We're talking about going to occupy River State, but we cannot declare a state of emergency in the middle belt to send the military there, who we believe also when they get there might even be part and parcel of the whole entire plan. You displacing people and putting them in camps. Is that the kind of lifestyle these people are supposed to live? And we're crying about food shortages in Nigeria, and we cannot help these people. It is a crying shame. And I am saying this while this 2027 election is coming. Our president, with all due respect, sir, send the military over there to cut off this nonsense that is talking in that place. We have drones. If we don't have drones, stop borrowing money from the World Bank. Use that money to get the infrastructure that we need to fight these terrorist organizations and wipe them out once and for all. It's a crying shame. And we ought to be ashamed of ourselves, the whole entire nation, all the politicians sitting there and making noise. It is sad. I yield the floor.
Yes, George, thank you. And you say you yield. BD, the IDP crisis in northern Nigeria is it's most horrible humanitarian challenge our country is facing. And we know that this comes from the insurgency of Boko Haram. So what are we doing? What is this whole thing, BD? Help us. We see pictures coming from some of the IDP. Imagine people living in thatched houses.
We are not doing anything.
Okay, go ahead, BD.
We're not doing anything. Raji and Sir George have actually said it all, and they've laid the foundation. The World Bank has approved $300 million loan to support IDP in northern Nigeria, these people displaced in Nigeria. And now, why we have problem in this part of the country is because we always focus on feeble things. We don't look at issues from the roots. Because if we look at issues from the roots, you'll be able to solve it and solve it permanently. We don't always solve issues from the roots. So we always do a cosmetics solving of issues, and that's why things always keep repeating itself. Why do we even have IDP? That should have been the first thing. Or if we are borrowing money, that is why we should borrow money. Let's borrow money to stop having more of IDP we are having. It will surprise you that majority of northern Nigerians live in IDP now, but nobody will tell you. And even when you write it, the Nigerian government will come after you. Majority of Nigerians from the northern Nigeria live in the IDP. And Nigerians like it. Majority of people who are facilitating this loan, and you see the way they've written it, they've approved it. They didn't tell Nigerians it's loan. This is actually a loan. It is not a gift. It is not a support. It is a loan that Nigerian government assessed, and they've actually approved it. Do you know it is even a shameful thing that you, a sitting president in a country, went to a World Bank asking them for a loan to support your people who are not in their home, who are not in their ancestral land, that you want to, I don't know what you want to use it to build
and who are not in any war of any kind, but insurgency.
Exactly,
it's not like
exactly. Now they've approved it. You've taken this loan, and as they are taking it, more Nigerians are going into the IDP camp. So, my dear, it's a very shameful thing to we as a country. And let me tell you, just give me 1 month. Ask them to give you account of this money. The people they collected this money for, they will not even see this money. The people that are in charge of it, they will not be able to give you account of how this money was spent. This money will end up in the pocket of few Nigerians. This is what we have. They just use these people to get money from some quarters, international quarters, and they will tell you it's for the IDP camp. It's
IDP
quite
camp.
Unfortunate where we have gotten ourselves into.
Gentlemen, it's while we're even talking, BD said 1 month, not even 1 month. Today, yesterday to this morning, there was a strike again in Zamfara. 16 people were killed, and more people, like BD said, will be redeployed to arranged to the IDP camp. We know that these bandit violence, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and all of these factors add to this whole IDP camp thing. Raji, tell us, why not go to the roots, like BD said?
So my own concept has always been this. There should be no IDP camps at all in Nigeria. Anybody who's in an IDP camp came from somewhere. They should be returned to their ancestral homes, ancestral farmlands. And this should be the primary responsibility of the state government and the local government. It shouldn't be something that the federal government has to carry all the time. Let's take the problem, the solution to the local government and to the state government. The state government should rehabilitate their people who are in IDP camps. They should be taken back first. That should be the first thing to do. Take them back instead of keeping them in IDP camps. Whatever IDP camps you are going to build it in their homeland. Let them so that they will not be displaced, because there seems to be a system of displacing people from their ancestral camps and bringing other people to settle in that place. And those people who come to resettle in that place are provided for. So let us start from the state government, so that they should take responsibility for their own people. The more we depend on the federal government, the more we are disrupting our previous arrangement of regionalism, where each state should be able to be capable of taking care of his own affairs. We are moving too close to centralization, which is not good for us. And the more loans we take, we should not be taking loans now.
Raji, it's nice when we speak here and also profile solution. I like what you're saying there, Raji. Thank you, George. It's sad. BD highlighted something, and that is that truly the media announcement is they didn't specify that 300 million. They said it as if like it's a grant, but it's a loan. You guys have said it too. Now, is it not a shame that we're taking loan for such an act? I mean, to help people. We don't know. George, tell us.
Let's break this down. Okay, funding approval. When they call it funding approval, World Bank approves 300 million, 462 billion, for the solution of internally displaced hosts communities. So now, that's the way they put it out there. Is it tricky? Yes, it is. Is it done intentionally? Yes, it is. Because the targeted beneficiaries, projects aims to support 7.4 million people, including 1.3 million IDPs. Okay, so these are the breakdown of the whole entire thing. So now, crisis displacement caused by Boko Haram. We know who the people who are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to other countries, we want to go and offer help. We send our military to go there. When there is a political chaos, or even when they want to win a state, they will begin to bring military to put them there. But we have an internally displaced people that are suffering in their own ancestral land, for goodness sake. And we are all just, going to borrow money from outside of the country. This is the food basket of Nigeria. Most of these displaced people were the ones that were farmers who were feeding our nation. So we are just shooting ourselves on the foot. It doesn't make any difference. Many IDPs over credit camps and unprepared host communities, inadequate water, healthcare, education, sanitation, malnutrition. Disease is very common. These people are very vulnerable. Women and girls face high risk of, gender-based violence, exploitation, and early marriage because they just want to get rid of them, to get them into the communities by marrying them. Can you just imagine? This is such a crying shame that in our own country, we need to cry out more about this and stop this nonsense that is happening. Because we know why it's happening. We know who is doing it.
Sir George, you just mentioned a detail that a lot of us may be missing. That the loan is to help host communities of IDP camps.
That's right.
It is not for the IDP people, the host community. You have displaced people into a community. Rather than returning the people to their ancestral homes, you are helping the host community to host them. No, that there's something wrong in that. Because it seems to me that these people have been displaced from their settlement, from their ancestral homes, and those homes have been taken over by some other people who have been brought in to do that. There's danger in this because you are changing.
Danger.
Why would you want to take
them out of their own ancestral land? Because listen to this. Listen to this. This is so sad. This is so sad. Think about what is happening. Think about the number of children that are not in school. Think about the number of young ladies that are not able to take care of themselves. Think about the lack of education, lack of infrastructure. Think about all these things. Why can't they? Project goals they say that the project goals improve access to essential services, build climate resilient infrastructure for the IDP camp, not back into their own villages, promote social cohesion and community resilience, support livelihood for IDPs and host communities, strengthen institutions to handle demographic changes. Look at the picture of where these people are living. Can you just imagine that? Why can't you take them back to their own places? Put the same way they have all these military checkups in Igbo land, where there is no war. Yet,
there's no war.
That way there's no war. Every 5 kilometers you go, you have military people there. What are they doing there instead of in this middle belt?
Thank you, George. Yeah, BD was going to say something. I also want to say that because of the graphic nature of the clip, we didn't want to show a very, very raw footage of how the IDP camps are.
Whatever
people are living in squalor. People are living in fields.
Can I say something, Massive Mark?
Okay.
Listen,
yeah, Bidi was going to say something.
Whatever is made light should be manifested. You need to show the rawest aspect of, let the world see what is happening, how human beings are being treated like dogs. You need to showcase all those things. Forget about it. They need to be seen. This is a humanitarian crisis that we're facing. You need to show
Bidi,
it.
go ahead. Bidi, go ahead. Bidi.
It's so unfortunately to say this, but see, Nigerian government know what they're doing. They prefer this IDP camp than making peace reign in Nigeria. In everything you're doing, you look at the short-time solution and long-time solution. And when you look at this scenario, what is the short-term solution? It's making sure the people in IDP camp are well taken care of, provide food and other things for them. The long-term solution is making sure that insecurity in Nigeria, that's what we should prioritize, ending it so that people can go back to their ancestral land, like Sir George and Sir Raji say. But Nigerian governments are not even paying attention to that because they like to be borrowing money. They like to be collecting money. You see, each time I say this thing, every time you see us display this, our mental poverty thing, you just want to take. And if they are actually taking this money to take care of the major thing, the long-term solution of this, work on the insecurity in Nigeria. Make sure the insecurity is taken care of so that people can go back to their ancestral land. Even if they are supporting the host community, for how long can they support them? Those people can never come from there. At time, if you get a time, they will start having issue with the host community. So the best thing Nigerian government should have done is to focus on taking care of insecurity in Nigeria so that these people can go back to their land and stay there. But it's not possible because our Nigerian government have exchanged some things for what we don't know. Because if you go to these people that are in IDP camp in their ancestral home, other people who are not Nigerians have taken over their homes, so they cannot go back home. There is something Nigerian governments are doing that people don't want to talk about, but we know it.
See that because it's essentially a local problem. That's why the state governments and the local governments should be involved. It is not this. This should go beyond. This should go to the local government and the state government, because
there's nothing local government and state can do, Saraji.
Why not? Why not?
They can't do anything in this situation. Insecurity in Nigeria. There's nothing. States, I'm telling you.
We cannot. Let us enforce that.
Local government cannot do anything.
Let us start to change that, because the federal government has no land in any state. Every land in the state belongs to the state.
Can I remind you of something?
Yes, please.
Can I remind you of something? Last year in Zamfara, the Zamfara governor, a sitting governor, an executive governor of a state, arrested some Boko Haram members, arrested them and sent them to prison. A call from Asorok mandating him, not even asking, mandating him to release them. He came out to the media and he cried. And that was how it ended. And after they started giving him problem, he has to release them. So you see, state governors and local government don't have hand in this. It is the government of Nigeria. They know what they are doing. They know the agreement they have entered with international world.
Okay.
And that is why they are approving this loan for them.
Yes.
They know what they have entered into.
George,
most Nigerians know it, but they don't want to talk about
it. Yes. George, in line with your request, what we would want to do is, I tell you, it's very graphic. So, but what the studio is doing is taking shots out of some of the clip. Now, this is an IDP camp you're seeing there. This one is in Zamfara, and this is made of sack clothes. I don't know, some kind of rubber clothing. People leave.
Or something.
Yeah, trampoline or thank you, brother. And people are meant to sleep here. Now, no provision for where to take your bath, where to ease yourself and all of that. There's none of that. So they do this around their houses, around the corners of the house. In the picture, if you zoom very close to one of these pictures, there's a little girl by the corner of a house, kneeling down and probably easing herself. So this is it. We are taking time. We've done almost half the hour in this program because this bothers us. These are our people. These are Nigerians, citizens, joint hair in the wealth of Nigeria, and they are treated less. It's sad. So, but gentlemen,
before we go on break, let me just because this thing has troubled me so much that I'm looking at what are the possible solutions. How can we deal with this issue? We cry out every time, week after week. This is no longer every month. Week after week, we're seeing what is going on, and there are no solutions. The only solution we can think about now is going to borrow more money. To do what? To do what? While the people are losing their lands. Can you imagine their ancestral lands? So my own situation is this. We can cry about all the problem. Maybe they don't know what to do. Maybe they don't. Maybe they're so ignorant that, this trouble is even more than what they can even provide solutions for. Maybe that's what it is. Because sometimes, people they keep quiet because they don't know what to do, how to deal with the situation. But let's just do this, okay? Secure and stabilize conflict zones. Because sometimes when you say things like this, maybe somebody can grab this and bring it to the appropriate people, and maybe they can start applying some of these solutions. Deploy coordinated security operatives, like what we have said. Military, hold on, let me finish. Military, police, community vigilance groups. Let me finish. To reclaim and hold on safe areas. So those areas that they have been displaced, we need security operatives to go there and
Sir George, please let BD talk, and I'll talk after her, please. BD, say what you wanted to say.
So you don't want to hear the solution that I preferred?
No, because look, 2 weeks ago, I saw a confrontation between the people who wanted to return to their ancestral homes, being stopped by the soldiers who have been sent there to secure the place. Now, who are they securing the place for? These people insisted that they want to go back home.
Now, Sir George, I said they know. I don't come online and say they know. I don't come online and say what I don't know. I lived in Jos. Do you understand? Now, the truth is this: Nigerian government knows what they are doing. They have soiled their hands. They have entered into some contract and agreement that is beyond them now. They know. And the only thing they need is to be collecting this money they are collecting. Now, let me give you an example in Just. When they go to some of this community, they will attack them, they will run away. Why I said they know. Now, when they run away, normally, when people deserted their community, their village, you expect that when you go there, weed and bushes would have overgrown those areas. But that's not the issue. When you go there, you see new people with your military men, policemen, guiding them with heavy equipment in those places. So you see why Nigerian government wouldn't want IDP camp to stop. Rather, IDP camp is still increasing in Nigeria. Not until when Nigerians are ready, stand up and come out here making excuses for them they don't know. They know everything and they know what they're doing.
But it's still wise anyway that George could just do his preferred solution thing, because sometimes even if they know, when it's done in this way, somehow, somewhere, somebody gets to see this clip, one of them, it could ring in the brain, So we know they know, but I think it's wise he does what he.
You are giving yourself too much. You are giving yourself too much credit, because they know, as BD has said, they know, and they know what they are doing. It is not today.
You see, the problem is the problem we have is this, and this is part of that issue that we are facing. Okay, now we know what the problems are. We know where it's from. We know who is causing it, and we know all of that. And we can go in there and get in that mud and get our bodies all messed up. But when you begin to talk positively on the solutions that they know that they're not letting people know, but they're
No.
wallowing in those problems. Then all
Yeah,
of a sudden, a
absolutely.
think tank will come out and say, yeah, maybe we can take this and do it. You see, you can wallow in problems. It's all over the place. You know, all the newscasters, they will talk about all the issues and all the problems, but nobody brings about the solution. And then we leave it for the government to decide what the solutions are. The government even knows the solutions and are not applying it.
Absolutely
And
correct,
nobody
George.
is saying anything about it.
Yes,
That's
yes,
the
George.
issue we have.
That's it. That's true.
You know,
Thank you,
so
George. Okay, gentlemen, let's do. It's been real tense out here this morning, viewers. Wednesday Global Africa update, tense one because we are touched. We are touched with situations in our country, and these men have that passion for good governance in Nigeria. But let's come back. Let's go have some glass of water. See you on the other end, gentlemen. And Didi, thank you.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Here are 3 things that I absolutely loved about Nigeria. Number 1, I fit in. I fit in. Melanin, caramel, chocolate, mocha, whatever you may call it, I fit in, baby. I felt at home. I didn't feel out of place. I didn't feel like anybody was staring at me. Nobody was looking at me strange when I walked around in the stores. I mean, everybody was minding their own business. Number 2, the people. I mean, Nigerians are a vibe. The diverse culture, the different tribes, the different religions, the people are a vibe, okay? Whatever it is that you're looking for, they got it in Nigeria, okay? And they see you. They see you. They notice you. There's a sense of community. People care. Yes. And of course, you might be woken up at 2 a.m. because there's church going on a loudspeaker, but hey, nothing wrong with a little godliness, okay? Relax. Number 3, I love that Nigerians are resilient. They are resilient. Very ambitious and resilient people. They don't depend on the government for anything. They will figure out how they can take care of themselves. They see their systems. They know it's messed up. And guess what? They still thrive and they still figure out a way to make it work. So shout out to all my Nigerians. You are nothing but queens and kings in my eyes. If you're an LDR couple and you're not yet following us, what do you...
In aviation, this is the London Gatwick Airport. Over 30 million people fly through its single runway annually, and it's owned by a Nigerian. In robotics, this is Apple's Mechamon, world first gaming robot sold exclusively by Apple. It was made by a Nigerian, Silas Adekunle. In leadership, the first African to lead the World Trade Organization as Director General. She's Nigerian. Africa's richest man and business tycoon Aliko Dangote is Nigerian. In sports, Victor Osimhen, the highest goal scoring African in Series A, and is currently leading the most goals scored by an African in a single season. He's a Niger boy. A 2-time former unified world heavyweight champion, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua. He's a Nigerian. In music, Rema holds the record for the most streams on Spotify by an African artist. He's Nigerian. In medicine, Dr. Oluyinka, he did an unquote impossible operation. he's Nigerian. In tech, Africa's most valuable fintech organization, Flutterwave, has an evaluation of over $3 billion and was founded by, of course, a Nigerian. In food, Hilda Basi of Nigeria holds the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking time, 93 hours 11 minutes. She's Nigerian. Let's make sure the narrative that comes out of a country is the best.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Yes, you're welcome back. Viewers, you are welcome back to SSM Wednesday, the 13th of August. Femi, are you in the UK or you're still in Taiwan or Hong Kong? Where are you? One part of the world.
I'm back in the UK. Okay. Back to reality. Back to reality.
All right, gentlemen. If Raji is there right there in Lagos, Nigeria. George is in Toronto, Canada. Our diva, we don't know if she's ready to. She's there in Lagos. Gentlemen, let's come to something that is really blowing up the social media space and also every news corner. In fact, it came on some international news line too. Where we had what happened. We saw what happened to one of our musicians, Kwamwon. Now the IGP brings back the petition against Kwamwon because of the new incident with the Ibiom air passenger and everything that's happened. So we're going back again to that old story of Kwamwon, Nigerian Fuji artist on the board. Let me start with BD because BD wasn't here last time. Then Femi will tell us. BD, this is it. We find ourselves in all these ill-mannered passengers with the plane, and it's bringing up a lot of sentiments and sides. People are taking sides. Some people are for Kwamwon, people are for this girl, and all of that. Tell us what's your take.
Femi, good to see you again.
And you too.
Thank God. Yeah, it's actually happened. But what happened with Kwamwon and what happened with Comfort Emerson Ibom Air shows us one thing, that we live in a lawless country. Yes. We live in a country where everybody is striving for relevancy. In Nigeria, people are not actually striving to have money. They're striving to relevancy. And what do they do with that relevancy? They use it to jump law. They use it to jump protocols. In Nigeria, once you're known, once you're made it, you can do anything and get away with it. Yes. It's actually started with Adam Soshimuli, if you have forgotten. We know how he stopped airports, not just an airline. Where these ones, Kwamwon and Comfort, we're talking about airline. A former governor in this country who should know better, who should behave better, stop airports. And after everything, what happened? Nothing. No questioning, no invites, no penalty. He went back to Asorok, to Abuja, as if nothing happened. And what are we doing by doing all those things? We're teaching people how they could get away with things. And that was why Kwamwon did it. And when Kwamwon did it, what happened? Our government, we are making excuses for him. That was what we got. The presidents, they were making excuses for somebody's inability to behave right. Now, it got to Comfort. Comfort was wrong based on what they show us, because the real videos are coming out. They actually pushed that girl to the way she acted. She was wrong by being aggressive, but even we are wrong. You cannot strip a woman naked, video it, and put it on social media. What are you trying to teach us? What are you trying to tell us? Even if she was wrong, you should have a better way to remove her from that aircraft. But stripping her naked, recording it, and putting it in social media, except that girl doesn't know what she's doing, she and people around her, they should sue Igbo Air, and they should pay for that. So in all these things, it shows you that we don't have law in this country, and we don't obey our laws. Anybody wants, you have people where you know people You can do anything and get away with it. That's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much. You said it well. But two new updates. Number one, Ibiom Air said they didn't do the video uploading of her being naked. Number two is that this morning, the federal government has appointed Kwon as airport security ambassador. Femi, tell us, airport security ambassador after blocking aircraft and all that strange thing happening there. What's this?
No. So I agree with BD that, look, this thing whole started with, in fact, it started before Shimole. There's been a series of these things happening, but and it is about lawlessness at the end of the day. I think that Oshimole should have been arrested. He should have spent some time in Kirikiri, as well as Kwamwan. He should have also been in prison. So it's not that Comfort should be let loose, but at the end of the day, they've seen reason now, and Festus Keyamo, the Minister of Aviation, has said that they're going to basically let sleeping dogs lie. So they're going to release Comfort, and they're not going to go ahead with pressing charges. They've withdrawn all those charges. And making Kwamwan the ambassador, what they're doing there is like he's going to be doing most probably free adverts for the FAA, Federal Airport Authorities, showing people about the best way to behave. And he must always say, don't be like me. Don't make mistakes like me. This is the way you behave. So I think I was on Air Qatar, and you've got I can't remember the name. They remember that guy that was slapped by what's his name in the Hollywood. You know, when I can't remember his name. He got slapped. So Will Smith slapped that guy. What's his name? The guy he slapped.
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, yeah. So Chris Brown does all the adverts for Qatar. Chris Rock, he does all the adverts for Qatar Airlines. So I think having Palm One doing adverts for FFA, it will also put a searchlight on behaving yourselves. Because of his notoriety, I think he'd be the best person actually to say, look, don't be like Mil. This is the way you should behave, and I think it would have an impact. And an unknown person, it's not the same. So we'll see how it goes, and it's a kind of penance. He's gonna do the adverts obviously for free. He's not gonna. They're not gonna charge. I hope he's not gonna charge.
Yes, George. We are seeing these strange things happen, but one thing is for sure, we are not setting good example. However it is, George, tell us from the international point of view.
From international point of view, you know a dead fish when it starts thinking from the head. So I said this a couple of weeks ago, when the former governor of Edo State, came out and started with his alternative truth. Because you mess up and then you find the alternative truth and you place the blame upon the people that have been wronged. And that's exactly what brought about all of this nonsense. So we're seeing this anyway. Listen to this. Number one, there is a code of conduct in the public arena, especially in a sensitive area like an airport when flight is about to take off. I don't give a care whether you're drunk or not. I don't give a care whether you're high or not. There is a code of conduct. That woman messed up royally. She was asked to turn off put it on a flight mode and turn it off. She refused. We saw her slapping one of those people there. Whether they were trying to hold her back in order for security to come is another issue, because she was endangering the lives of people. Now, the same thing happened to Kwamwan. And even to that point anyway, I'm glad that, Femi, you were able to explain to us the advantages of having him to be the ambassador who is going to be talking about how to behave in the public arena, especially in the airport. The more he does that, maybe his mind will be renewed also. When that kind of pride comes on him, he will humble himself. But what we're saying here is this. This girl have no case whatsoever. We saw the public, chaos that she caused out there. When she was out there, she's the one that brought herself to the place where she was naked, because she will not relax. She will not allow anybody to do their job. She kept on fighting. So if she's naked, that's her problem. But she have no case. She can sue all she wants to. She will not get anywhere. there is a way that we should understand that according to the NCAA, he urges passengers to report grievances calmly and once unruly behavior will not be tolerated, because you're not the only one there. There has to be a code of conduct, the way you behave yourself. Look at all her wig, all her clothes was torn because she was struggling. She didn't calm down. Who you to blame? Herself. So, regardless, if you have an issue with an airport, there's a way to do it. But when you come over there drunk or high and start misbehaving, you are the one to be held accountable. And this nonsense we're doing in Nigeria, when people do wrong and then all of one came out and say, I'm sorry, all of a sudden everything is calm. And they want now to create a plain ground for everybody. After all, they've already charged this woman to court. And there's a slap in the wrist for Kwamwan. It's not supposed to be that way. Everyone is equal under the law, and you are responsible for your public menace or public actions that does not line up with civility in the public. So we need to be very careful. Simple as that.
Yes, Raji.
Sorry. As commentators, we have to be careful about judgment, because I read somewhere that this Lady Comfort had a conversation with the person sitting next to her that she couldn't turn off her phone, and eventually a neighbor helped her to turn off the phone. There were two hostesses who came to her. The first one was very polite. The second one came to her aggressively. So let us be careful how we judge. Now, for in her case, that there was no reason why he should have been stripped naked. And if I were her, I would sue for redress.
And you will get nowhere.
For Kwamwan's case, for Kwamwan's case, yes. Now the whole problem now comes onto NCCA and the FAAN security people. They are supposed to maintain security and safety in the airplanes. So if they refuse, if they were negligent in their duties in arresting somebody, then the box should actually go to them. It is not a federal government problem. And we should not blame the federal government for the lapses of security people at the airport. The federal government cannot be everywhere. Please, let us be careful about the way we judge. As for making Kwamwan, an ambassador, it's more or less like community service. And for all that is worth, because Kwamwan is a known person, he will have more effect. And because he has messed up royally, it is community service for him to do some kind of restitution by bringing himself up to the public to let them know that, look, there are ways that you should behave when you are in the public. Thank you.
Yeah, can I just add, if you don't mind? I think that we have a problem with security in Nigeria in general, and I was, like I said, you mentioned I was in Vietnam, I was in China, I was in Taiwan, I was in Malaysia. I never saw any policeman in any of these countries. Not one policeman. No one stopped me, say, "What do you get from me?" or anything like that. But in Nigeria, you see policemen everywhere, but we're still insecure. I don't know how many policemen you see on the road that have actually got a set of handcuffs, or those plastic ties that they use. This thing would have been sorted out very simply if all the security agents that are in the airport must have handcuffs. So when they went to go and get her, the first thing they would have done is put her in handcuffs. If they put her in handcuffs, they wouldn't have had all that struggle, and they wouldn't have had to pull her, and then her clothes came off. She wasn't wearing a bra. She had a thin cloth on. And, she got exposed. She wasn't stripped naked, but she was exposed. And it's unfortunate, but, she's been exposing herself from before anyway. So it's nothing new. So, she just made a free film for everybody to see. So then lots of people have been making fun of that.
She has not been exposing herself. And excuse me, let me correct something. Honestly, let me correct something. Even if that she's wearing something flimsy, does not give anybody any right to strip her naked.
To strip her.
Her clothes was torn. So don't come here and say she has been exposing herself. If she's used to wearing skimpy things, that is her choice. And that does not give anybody right to strip her naked. Now,
I'm not.
excuse me. Wait,
I'm not justifying it. I'm not justifying it. I'm not justifying it.
I know. Just to correct something. Now, I want Nigerians. We know how to change narratives.
You are smacking.
A lot of women.
I enjoyed the view though.
See your head. Come on.
You are smacking. Yes.
But also, yeah. Go ahead, BD. Round up. Yeah. Go ahead.
See, as a media person, Kwan Wan is not the right person to do that job. Now, Kwan Wan being the ambassador of this, it's still that same class thing we are doing in Nigeria. It's going to undermine credibility. And when you talk about credibility, you're talking about public trust. I'm not speaking as a media person. It's going to send a mixed message to people. What you want to achieve, you might end up not achieving it because each time they see him, they remember what he did. I am telling you, I don't think he's the right person. Now, talking about paying him or not paying him, we live in Nigeria. They will not tell you what is going to happen. Kwan Wan is a businessman. He cannot come and do ambassador work for you for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you say you will not pay him. That is a lie. But it's going to send a mixed message,
exactly.
a mixed messages, and public trust will not get it there. And the things, moral confusion is going to come up. What we will tend to achieve, we will not achieve it. That's all I want to say.
But let me just round up on this story here, because we're talking about let's not judge. We're not judging. We're seeing what we see on the video. If this woman was decent enough to be civil, halfway civil, her clothes
you are seeing what they want you to see.
We're seeing what the public is supposed to. The government is.
You are seeing what they want you to see.
The public is.
Oh my God.
The public is posting it. The public is posting it.
You are seeing what you want to see.
Let me tell you something.
What happened before this one you did not see?
Let me tell you something, okay? You know, you are the ones that are.
Did you see how that girl was blocking her?
Hold tight.
Yes.
She deserved to be blocked.
We see the aggressor. We saw the aggressor. We saw
exactly.
She is so
you saw a 15 seconds film. No,
but
15 seconds film, and you are judging.
Roger, are you justifying her aggressive behavior?
That's what I'm saying.
I am not justifying anything.
So no matter what has happened, no matter what they did, she shouldn't be so aggressive. No matter whatever happened, it's not acceptable on a plane to be. No matter what they said to her, no matter what they did to her, she cannot be that way and aggressive. And that's the problem. And that's the problem. It's nothing to do with professionalism.
Hold on.
No. Unprofessionalism of Ibon brought her.
And everybody's talking. When everybody's talking, nobody is talking. They should have a
better way. They should have removed that girl from aircraft. If they had the handcuff, like you said, and they put it in her hand, they would have removed it. But because they were unprofessional, they handled that case unprofessional, and that was what brought out that aggressiveness.
I'm sure they didn't have handcuffs. They didn't have handcuffs.
Can we go on, Massima? Can we go on, please? Because it's becoming rowdy.
Femi,
it's becoming rowdy.
Part of the reason we are doing this is this: we don't know any better. Therefore, we can justify any behavior. You don't come a place that is civilized, like where I live, or in the US or any other place, and behave like that. They will bundle you, put you in.
Behave like properly.
So don't tell me you don't know any better. That's why you justify.
So it is a security issue at the airport that we should look at.
George, you know.
SEAA. That they will bundle her in US the way they bundle her here.
Yes. You know what they would have done? Yes. They could have tasered her or even sprayed pepper spray in her face. If she didn't calm down, they would have sprayed pepper spray in her face. I promise you. Throwing pepper spray. You think that throwing pepper spray into her face would have been better for her? She would have been worse off. She would have been worse off.
Would have been worse off. All right, gentlemen. Because we dived into. It's okay. We dived into two topics. We went very deep. Our time is almost fast spent, but we're giving 10 minutes extra now. Let's talk about something that is also serious. The federal government says a $1 trillion economy is their target, and it's really going to be achieved. This is what we had last night. So it's a process. Now, Femi, do you think that $1 trillion economy as a target can be achieved? Do you think our government is honest to themselves?
Yeah, so we must be honest with ourselves. As I said, I've come from places like Thailand, I've come from Malaysia, Vietnam. They're bigger than Nigeria. They have less than half, even a third of our population, and they're doing bigger than us, 500 and something billion GDP. We must do 1 trillion. And I want to say it here and now, any politician who wants to be elected that is not in tune with this ambition doesn't deserve to be president of Nigeria. So anyone poo-pooing this is not a serious person. We need to have $1 trillion economy with 230, nearly 250 million people. We need to have $1 trillion, and everything we need to do that, we must do it. If you look at the stock exchange, since Bola Tinubu has become the president, President Bola Tinubu has been president, the stock exchange has grown over 40%. So that means that if you put your money in the stock exchange, you would have had a return of 40% right now. That is massive. That's bigger than interest rate. That's bigger than any return you would have on any business. That is a signal to tell you that, you know what, Nigeria is the place to invest. And people are investing right now. And if you don't see what's happening, you're going to lose what's happening. Dangote is going to build the biggest deep sea port in Olokola. No one is even thinking about that. Before you know it, people are going to be making billions, and then people say, they've been passed by. So you need to take advantage of what's happening now. In fact, yesterday was announced that a 60 billion bullet train is going to be coming to Nigeria. So that was announced also yesterday. So things are happening. As much as you loathe the government because of politics or whatever, you must look at the realistic of what's happening and give praise where praise is due. The central bank governor is doing a yeoman's job. He's doing a fantastic job, and he deserves all the plaudits.
All right, Femi. Viewers are joining. You're listening to the Wednesday edition of the SSM update, news updates, and Femi has given us his take on that aspect. Georgie, he says they also say it's not yet Uhuru, that terminology we use, is not yet El Dorado, but it says work in progress. But can we really work to get this done? Can we achieve this GDP for our country?
It is possible. You have to have a dream if you want to make a dream come true.
Okay.
And they are having a dream, and they have brought it out in the open. And then Kashim Shettima says Nigeria will create a more enabling environment for investors to drive industrial growth. Speaking at the 2025 Otta Investment Summit, he called the 1 trillion economy. He calls it audacious, but it's achievable. Okay. If you set your goals high, then you will go for the moon. If you miss the moon, you become among the stars. So I think they're doing a fantastic job, but I'm just hoping that it is not just political talk because of our 2027 election. So pledges fiscal discipline, reduce bureaucracy, support for private sectors, to lead job creation. So one of the things is they have big dreams, and these dreams can be achievable. But what we need to hold on is to target those people, let them feel what is really happening. Because the only thing is that the people on top are enjoying, those people on the bottom are still languishing. Let's find a way to trickle down the economy to them so that they can feel the cushion of what is really happening. That's my take.
One. Beautiful take. The lady in the house, before I get, you think this can be done? Can we have $1 trillion economy, as the renewed hope agenda says?
Of course, we can achieve it. But the problem of achieving that is the focus at which Nigerian government tend to achieve it. Are we achieving this thing to the detriment of the citizens of Nigeria? Because if you ask Nigerian government, one of the easiest way they want to achieve this thing is through taxation. And they are out to do it. Overtaxing Nigerians. What is the need of achieving $1 trillion economy when your people are not feeling it, they are suffering it? That's my question. Do you understand? Because the major focus of them achieving this is on taxation. And they are achieving it and Nigerians are dying. of what use is it to us. I think our focus first should be making life better for your citizen, not achieving $1 million economy that your citizen cannot
like George just said.
feel.
Yeah.
So of what use it is.
Okay.
A correction. Sorry, a correction. Tax is the consequence. Go on.
You have said your own. Let other people talk.
Go on.
All right, Raji, go ahead, Raji.
Yes. There was an economic summit involving Mo Mohammed and other Steve Masirewa and Lumumba and all those things. And the issue of Nigeria being the largest black, that one out of every black is a Nigerian, came up. What's the quality of this one what's the quality of the 200 million people that we have in Nigeria? What is the quality? Look at it. That's one. Two, you are building the biggest seaport anywhere in the world. Okay. As we are now, if 100,000 containers come into Nigeria, fully laden, less than 100,000, less than 10,000 goes back with Nigerian products. So what are we saying? They go back empty. 90% of it go back empty. So how are you going to build a $1 trillion economy? Now, when you talk about GDP, there's 40%. So which industries are supporting this thing? It's only the banking system. How do the banking system make their money? And then they use how to improve the economy. There's nothing. As BD said, people are dying. You are talking about GDP improvement. It doesn't show in the people.
Anyway, listen to this.
This is a dream. It's a dream, as you said. Yes.
Listen to this. One of the things that we have an issue with is, we can see the consequences of the past 8 years before, this current government came in. We saw our late president. He was called a sleeping president. Unfortunately, he was sick most of the time. And if you get to know the man, you will know that he's just somebody who doesn't want to be bothered with a lot of things. The stakeholders are urging stronger public and private partnership and patronage of local products to boost the economy. What we need to do is to create jobs by bringing companies to, bringing industries into Nigeria. When we begin to bring these industries into Nigeria and use our own local products to manufacture these products, then we can be able to export some goods. Many Nigerians around the world would rather use our own local manufactured product if it is exported to the countries where they are living. Today, I hardly go, when I go to the grocery store, I mostly go to Nigerian grocery store because I find what I need there. And most of the products there are products that are manufactured in our country. So when we begin to build industries, and then through the taxation of these industries and export taxes and all those, we can make money also. Everybody will be happy. There will be jobs creation in our country. Most of our students that are graduating from universities will have jobs. So yes, indeed, it does not look good now. The many containers that are bringing products into Nigeria, they go back empty, 90%, like Olayinka Raji said. It is sad. We need to pinpointedly, directly begin to solve this issue. Encourage the same way, what's his name again? The one that is trying to build this, what's his name from the north? That is
Dangote.
Dangote. The same way we're encouraging him to do this. Let's encourage local manufacturers. Give them aid, give them help to start manufacturing goods and services and making sure that they are of the highest standard to meet international standard. And this is the way we can create jobs and then help our GDP all at the same time.
Powerful. Yes, Femi, you were going to say something. Let's just make it fast.
I was just saying that tax is not what is going to increase GDP. Tax is a consequence of the GDP growing up. If you have a bigger GDP, you'll get more tax. So, and if you get more tax, that's good for the government spending. But private sector spending, you see, I'm always perplexed with Nigerians when they say that, oh, the government, we're not producing this, we're not producing that, we're not doing this. It's not the responsibility of government to produce. It is the responsibility of entrepreneurs and individuals and SMEs to produce. It is their job to export. Government doesn't export. It is private sector to export. So if you decide to sit in your house, excuse my language, to sit on your house and be lamenting when you should be productive, that's your problem. You understand? Don't complain to any government. I mean, when I was in all these other countries, I didn't see anyone lamenting. I mean, they're struggling just like anybody else, and they're working hard, and they work with a smile on their face, even though they're struggling too. But in Nigeria, you meet a person, all he's going to do is lament. Government this, government that, government that. They're not doing that in all these other countries, and that's why they're progressing. And if you look at,
nobody is blaming government.
Please let me answer when Femi, I quite agree with you. But we keep lamenting. It's not the problem of the duty of government to import or to produce, but it's the duty of government to close companies, close businesses with their policies. Are you aware of that? With their policy. Do you know how many businesses that is shutting down in Nigeria on a monthly basis? People struggle to set up something. People struggle to. Do you know how much is import duty in Nigeria today? Last week, the car sellers, car importers in Nigeria started crying that people are not buying cars.
That's good.
Abroad, you buy car for $100 and you come into Nigeria, you use $1,000 to clear it. Who will buy it? No, I want to ask you, who will buy it? It is.
Okay.
I'll answer.
All right. So, gentlemen,
it's the cause of every problem in Nigeria.
I agree. I agree with Brigadier. Gentlemen, I think we'll have a business segment, especially on SSM very soon.
We can talk about that. Femi, I think that would be good.
Femi, you give us more insight. I know you're in the accounting field, the finance field, Raji also, and BD with the hot take. Thank you. Let's crop up. Let's round up today. We've gone real deep. There's a funny one here. The former Minister of Transport went all over the media homes yesterday saying he's going to beat Tinubu come 2027. I don't want us to talk too much on this because the time is up, but let somebody just tell us. You think Amici?
No, we are in a time of dreams. We are in a time of dreams, and some people's dreams are actually nightmares.
No,
it's delusion. It's not even a dream. This is a delusion.
No. Yeah, that's the right way.
No, you see,
Amici did not defeat states. He did not defeat his states when it was his time. How can he defeat Tinubu as president?
No. You know what they're trying to do? I
like
believe
his
that
guts, I like his guts.
He doesn't have any guts. He have no guts. The point is this: it's a political joke. That's all it is.
Can I tell you what I think? I think it's I wouldn't be surprised if it's a political strategy. That he's already telling everybody he's Igbo now. When he wants votes, he's telling everybody he's Igbo. So I think he wants to split Peter Obi's votes. This is what he's trying to do. It's as simple as that.
Not only that, Femi, think about this for a moment. What they're trying to do, they're going to bring a bunch of them talking so that, APC will not know who to target. And that's what they're trying to do. Trying to bring a little confusion to the volunteer. When he comes out and starts talking, Peter Obi is talking, and then Atiku is talking. They don't know who to target.
So that's talking.
Because until the primaries, all this talk is nothing but a political joke.
And the primary comes November, so guys, stay tuned. ADC primary.
The truth is the ADC, your party, is the Atiku Democratic Congress. So that's what's going on there. Peter Obi will stay in Labour Party. I think he can try his best. I don't know, or maybe find another party. Kwankwaso, I think Kwankwaso is going to stay in his party. So it's all going to split the opposition. And so, like what Shekarau said that if you don't have a coalition of all these parties to defeat the incumbent, it is not going to work. They tried that for 16 years and it failed. So unless they all come together as a party, all the different parties into one, they can't defeat the incumbent. Let's watch.
But you know
Prophet
what?
Femi, yeah,
And they
that's
can't come
Prophet
together.
Femi from the UK. That's another great man, Raji from Lagos, George from Canada, and our diva, Bidi Nana from Lagos. Listen, it's been wonderful, but we need to keep to that time. I wish we could go on and on. But what we'll do is there are more segments of this program will be coming up. We'll be having business, just strictly business talk very soon, and strictly educational talk, and even the women discussion too. So until then, have a beautiful midweek, guys.
Thank
see
you.
you. Yes, see you on Friday for the International Global Updates. Bye-bye.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.